12 green, 9 red, it's 21, 28 marbles altogether, right? What's the probability? Okay, I want you to read carefully. Is it asking for probability, odds, or is it asking you for the number of ways to do it? Okay, so you have to watch out. Probability of selecting a red one, in this case it's just 9 out of 28, that's it. Is it 28 total? Okay. What are the odds against, so you know it's going to be like this, right? And it says against what? Selecting a white marble. So that means that you want non-whites first and then white second. That's what that means in that order. And I figure out how many white marbles there are, so this should be 7, and this should be 21, right? Because you go 28 minus 7. We don't have odds yet, right? So you got to do total minus the 7 to get this. Reducing it, 7 goes into both. It goes in here 3 times, it goes in there 1 time. So if you ever had a multiple choice and all that showed up is 3 to 1, you should be able to figure out, oh, that's the right answer for this question. But other than that, 21 to 7 is fine if that's a short answer question. The probability of rain according to the weather forecast is 30%. Okay, what's the probability as a decimal and as a fraction? That's it's hard to believe, but sometimes that's a question on the exam. Sometimes it's just a freebie. Okay, so it's that if you reduce this, you get 3 over 10, right? But either one is fine. 1 mark there. The odds in favor of rain. So that means we want rain because it's in favor, and then not raining second. Here you have a bit of a choice. You can use the probability of rain. So you're saying 30 out of 100 times it's going to rain, and therefore 70 times it's not going to rain. Like consider 100 days, right? 30 days it's going to, 70 it's not going to, or if you just consider a particular day, but those are the odds. And if you reduce that, that's 3 to 7. Okay, so either one is fine. One warning I want to give you. What if they had said that the probability of rain is 0.3? Okay, you should know, right, that you could have gone 0.3 to, what would go on this side if it's probability? It'd be 1 minus 0.3, right? Because it's 100% probability. Take away the 30. So it'd be 0.3 to 0.7. We don't like decimals. Okay, so all you do there is multiply both sides by 10, let's say. That's another option to do it. 3 to 7, sorry. That gives you 3 to 7 as well. So it doesn't matter how you get there as long as you know how to get there. Okay. For rolling 2 regular dice, each numbered 1 to 6, there's a probability of the sum of the dice is 9 or more. I would say this, either have an outcome table on your study sheet or quickly make one. So I will quickly 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then I'll just 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 2 and 1 is 3, right? And then it goes up from there. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Okay, so I quickly made an outcome table with the sums, and I want 9 or more. Very careful with the wording. Is it greater than 9? Is it 9 or more? It's 9 or more. My 9 line is right here. So I want all of those and whatever is greater. It always goes in a diagonal when it comes to outcome tables involving dice. So there is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 of those. Okay, so this should be 10. And at the denominator, you should have 36 because it's 6 times 6 is 36. Okay, you can reduce that. Both are even. Slice them both in half, like divide them both by 2. Either one is fine. Okay. What's the probability that the dice will show the same number? Here I'm going to use this as well. I know that right down this diagonal here, I have my same numbers. I have 1 and 1, 2 and 2, 3 and 3, 4 and 4, 5 and 5, 6 and 6. Okay, so there's 6 of them. I will circle that. There are 6 outcomes that meet that. Okay, so 6 out of 36 is your doubles, which is 1 over 6 if you reduce it. I don't need it reduced, but I think it's still important. The probability that both the sum of the dice is 9 or more, and that the dice will have the same number. If you think about it, the same number happens here. There's 2 and then this, okay? So it's basically just this right here, 1, 2, 3, oh no, wait, and, it's and. So you need to have, it's gonna be these 2 instances. There's just 2 instances where you're greater than 9 and you have the same number. Does that make sense? I just want to make sure you understand that. Because here you're rolling 5 and 5 and you're greater than 9, right? Here you're rolling a 6 and a 6 and you're greater than 9. So it's only these 2 outcomes that meet the criteria. I'm going to use a highlighter for that. So it's just these 2 here that meet the criteria. Because 4 and 4 wouldn't meet this 8, right? So all of these doubles here do not meet the criteria. So you only have 2 out of 36. This one was maybe a little tougher to figure this one out. I'll make this a bonus. I haven't really talked about that all that much. So if you get this right, you get a +1 at the end if you got 2 out of 36. What's the probability that the sum of the dice is 9 or more, or the dice will have the same number? This is what I'm going to be talking about. So 9 or more, and or same number. Okay. You would have to do it this way. 9 or more, I have 10 out of 36. Or in math is plus. Same number is 6 out of 36, correct? So you take all these 10 and you take the 6. But what am I doing here? I am double counting. If you just go 10 and 6, right? You go 10 and then 6, you're double counting these 2 here. So you wouldn't want to do that. That's why you have an outcome table. It makes this a little easier. So this would be 16 minus 2, that's 14 out of 36. I'll also make this a bonus if you didn't get this today. So bonus of +1, bonus of +1. Because this is something actually that I want to talk about today. I was just wondering if you had an outcome table, if you would be able to figure it out. So how many marks for this page? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. This page is at a 6, and you can potentially earn 2 extra. So you could have 8 out of 6 on this page if you got the bonus questions. I just want to reiterate before I move on. Don't flip to the back yet. Why was this 2 out of 36? Because it says I want both to be true. I want this to be true, and I want them to be the same. The only 2 instances where you had that was here. D said or. I want this or that. So I'm saying, well, this is them being this, having the same number, and this circle here indicated 9 or more. And if you're just doing like that way, you're double counting. So you have to make sure you don't double count. Another way around it would have just been to count that there's 10 here, and then go 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, then you're fine as well. Okay. Sorry, you couldn't see that. 10 here, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. That is actually adding them and not double counting if you don't want to do this part. This is pi, right? Set A, set B, minus the one that they're double, like there's an overlap in the Venn diagram. Okay, let's go to the back side. 7 friends, including Biff and Chip, are sitting on a bench. Determine the probability of Biff and Chip sitting together. It's a probability, so we need to figure out NU first. And in this case, NU would just be 7 factorial. Okay? Because you're just having, if you didn't care about the two sitting together, it'd just be 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. You're arranging them side by side. Okay? 7 factorial is what, 720? Trying to memorize. I don't have a cheat sheet like you guys. N of A. This is like the particular case of them being together. I will go arrow like this and just do my slots again. And I will say, I will imagine that at first they're up front. Yeah. 6 factorial 720, so 5040. Thank you. Oops. Can't undo that one. Okay. It's gonna be there. So 2 factorial for the two being together. So that's, you can swap them around. And then you zoom out and you consider this as one slot. You count it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 factorial. So that would be 2 factorial times 6 factorial. That's 2 times 720, correct? So that's 1440. And now you have your probability. Now you can state the probability as 1440 over 5040. And I'm sure that reduces. You can trim the zeros, all of that stuff. But that is your probability. So here's what I'm going to do today, okay? I will give you, I'll give you half a mark for figuring out the 7 factorial. I'll give you a full mark for figuring out them being together. It's a bit more challenging. And then I'll give you half a mark for you stacking them. Okay? So if you stacked whatever you got, even if it's wrong, you still get the half a mark for stacking. Okay? And make sure the bottom number is always, the denominator is always the largest of the two. Make sure you understand that. Okay, B. If you're making a team, does order matter? Order does not matter. So this is combinations. I need to figure out combinations here. NU, my universal, would be, I need to make teams of 5, right? So from the 7, I'll choose 5. That's it. What's the number for this? What's 7 choose 5? 21? And NA is when you're being a bit more specific. So I will say them being on the team, you for sure want them to be on the team. So from the 2, you choose the 2. And then there's 5 remaining, right? And you need to choose another how many? You need to choose another 3 to have your team of 5. Okay? So this is 1. And 5 choose 3 is 10. So it's 10. So your probability is 10 over 21. There is your final answer. So again, here we go again. Half a mark for figuring out 7 choose 5. A full mark for figuring out NA, because I think that's more challenging. And then half a mark for you stacking it and actually providing me with a probability of some sort. So if you stack 2 numbers, you get half a mark. Unless the denominator is smaller, then we're having a problem. Okay, you should have figured out that cannot be, so that's that. So for the back side, you get 4 marks for that. And the front was 6, right? So 6 and 4, that's 10. We've got 10 in total, potentially 12 out of 10 if you got the bonus questions right. One more thing. What do we call if you had to think back to chapter 3, what kind of set would this be if there's an overlap? What do we call those 2 sets? Joint. They're joint. There's an overlap. There's sum of 9 or greater, sum of doubles, right? Doubles G9, okay? I'm just gonna call it G9 9 or greater. And there's 2 out of 36 that are overlapping there. And so that's what we take away in this case, okay? All right.